Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have a Manassas campaign for you. Our first round here is going to be the Limestone Bridge. The sides are going to swap going into our second round on the Nicodemus Hill. Before we get into that, thank you to our Patreon members for the support. If you'd like to support, go to the link in the description where you get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment in the bottom of our videos and get an additional broadcast per week. Our regiments for today: on the CSA side, you have Jackson's Division, 5th Virginia, 1st Corps, 12th Virginia, 10th Tennessee, and the 2nd Mississippi. Whereas on the Union side, you have the Pennsylvania Army, Iron Brigade, 5th New Hampshire, Corn Brigade, Sussex Brigade, and the 10th United States. Now, mustering did take a long time, and there was a lot of balancing. I don't know if 5th VA is here. I didn't see them in the tab screen, but those numbers or regiments, I don't know exactly what team they're on because of all the shifting and balancing. So we can look a little bit at that here. Server pop is 240. In balance right now is 9 towards the Union side. Artillery-wise, Union's taking 4. Confederates are taking 7. So that's a 12-man infantry in balance in favor of the Union, which they will most certainly appreciate it. So let's get into our round here. So we're playing Conquest on the Limestone Bridge. Normally I see this on Contention, and the public match I saw with Contention on Limestone Bridge, this map, the CSA team was spawning over here, which is where Union traditionally spawns, and CSA got spawn camped in here. Like, Union just set up a big defensive line and just trapped them in here. It was the most glorious thing I think I've ever seen in this game mode. Anyways, we're not watching Contention, we're watching Conquest. So before I explain that, frontline reporters today, your Union side perspective, you have Ninja from the Pennsylvania Army. Pennsylvania Army is celebrating their 5th year anniversary this upcoming Monday, so congratulations for them. It ain't always an easy thing to go 5 years, especially 5 years. I mean, a lot of regiments don't even make it out of the first year. Heck, they don't even make it out the first couple months. And then the other side, you have Remix here from the Jackson's Division. Remix helps set this up. However, doing the stream is Dubs, so very appreciative of Dubs and Ninja to give us their frontline view. With that being said, Conquest. You could see that there is 3 points of contention. CSA has A and C, and the Union has B point. Now, each side is fighting to take control of these points, and if you control a majority of them, you start dealing a ticket drain on your opponent. Now, if you're up 2-1, like it is right now, you're going to deal 1 flagpole's worth of damage because the flagpoles cancel out. So if you're up 1-0, you're dealing 1 flagpole worth of damage. If you're up 2-0, you're dealing 2 flagpoles worth of damage. If you're up 2-1, you're only dealing 1 flagpole's worth of damage. They negate each other, so Union's not dealing any ticket loss on the CSA. Only the CSA is dealing a ticket loss to the Union. So CSA has the safe point of A. The center point is widely agreed to be the C point. It's also the point that's usually the most fought over because it's the more center point, and then Union safe point is the B point. Now, generally how these Conquest maps are played, in my opinion, how they should be played anyways, is you capture your safe point, you contest the middle point, and then you send a small skirmisher force to harass and possibly decap the opponent's safe point. Now, we can see Union's doing something interesting here. It looks like they're making a concerted effort towards the A point, which is not a terrible idea because, again, as mentioned, everyone pretty much agrees that the C point here is generally the center point. However, it's a very hard point to take, especially if you're Union, because this is all open field. Trying to come across it from that direction is ridiculous. The only way you can go is by going this way for the Union. As you can see here, it provides a fair amount of cover. However, you eventually will hit this bridge, and you got to hop up and over the stone wall in CSA. Obviously, they've got a nice defensive line here, but they'll also form up here. So it can really be difficult for Union to kind of spearhead an assault towards this point. So you can understand why Union here is making kind of an effort towards the A point, and it's not a bad idea. So Union pushed through CSA artillery. You saw the lovely artillery pop-ups on my screen. And it looks like it's the Iron Brigade and 5th New Hampshire. I see 8th Ohio as well, heading along this side, going towards the A point. You can see some more Union are inching forward as well. Now, the event does not have a Steam chat, so if officers want to communicate, they got to do it through the in-game text chat system, or they got to talk in-game. Now, that is something that differs from most non-Steam chat events. Is this event lets you talk with the in-game text system. So you got 30th Ohio pushing up to the point as well. JD is looking to counter. And assuming that JD has notified the friendlies, you see some more CSA starting to make their way over. But, you know, I like that Union's going for the A point over the C point. I don't know, it's Thanksgiving already. Sound like a turkey. So, who is this? We got I-Core pushing up. First core. However, Union's going to, at least for the moment, be able to win that, having superior numbers. They get one CSA flag down. The rest of I-Core guys are trickling forward here. However, Union's got to decap this quick. They should be doing that already. They are. But that's the thing, is that in this conquest, nothing compares to the rate of tickets lost via the flag. A shootout, a charge, none of it compares to how many tickets you're going to lose through the flag pulls. So that's your biggest priority. You should never in this game be sitting and shooting when you're down flags, unless you're trying to, you know, strategize a plan. But so 10th US and 5th New Hampshire push up through here, trying to get the JD or First Corps flag. It might get out. Looks like it was the down flag that was here, but they picked it up and they're starting to pull out. But Union's got the A point, and now they can kind of set up a nice defensive line across this little path that I'm drawing with my camera. And they can, I mean, it's a pretty nice position. The only thing they do have to worry about is CSA spawn is over here, and you can see that they are starting to trickle out from this direction. But if CSA is coming from Maine, it's likely because their flag is down, which we saw JD did lose their flag. That's why they're coming from Maine. And so Union should be able to defend that south side pretty well. But I-Core on this side is trying to at least put a little pressure, but they're fairly outnumbered. A lot of CSA are still holding at C. So, with that all being said, Union has taken that ground and they are starting to push up. And I-Core, outnumbered there, is going to have to retreat. And so this is the type of start you would want for Union, obviously. Sorry, I'm messing with the scoreboard there. The stream ended, and I don't want just a Discord call there. So, was messing with that quickly. But, yeah, no, Union's got this ground. They've pretty much set up their defensive line. CSA is going to have to punch out somewhere. They don't necessarily know that Union's got a lot of manpower at the A point. I mean, you could maybe figure that out, because like JD and I-Core definitely saw the amount of Union guys that were over here, and Union's actually making a push towards the C point. At least 10th US pushed up that day, and now they're running back.
Back to the snake room.
Meanwhile, CSA from C are starting to move out to try and make a push. You got 12th VA heading this way right now. I-Core is back down here reforming with JD's flag as well.
Hey, we're gonna go southeast, get to the corner, wrap around. We got all flags on A. All flags are on A.
Flags are mixed up.
Check.
Full kids, beat up.
Go boys, full kids, boys.
Formation. Right dress.
Catch up.
Let's go, I-Core.
Check. Company.
Line ready, let's move.
Up and over.
So 12th VA is going to start pushing their way up now.
Down, charge.
I mean, Union's got a strong defensive line, and Union's kind of been reacting well. The biggest problem for CSA as well, they're trying to defeat a larger Union force in detail. I get them trying to move fast to get this point back, and it's totally understandable. Actually, you got a lot of CSA moving up that side as well. I'm guessing it's I-Core and JD, but again, they're kind of going separate. Maybe 12th VA is trying to be a distraction, but 12th VA is not going to be able to break through the strong Union line just on the basis of manpower alone. And CSA is taking their arty back. Congrats. You know, I picked the CSA side because I thought their artillery wouldn't be charged that much, but I guess here we are. And 12th VA is actually making a good amount of ground. They get one Union flag. Union did not really move over to assist this front line of the Union here. These 5th NC guys, they didn't really assist. So 12th VA was able to pack a punch there. Union will get their flag back. Did distract a fair amount of Union guys. So the CSA, JD, and I Corps are going to be able to move over here. And looks like they're going up and over and pushing in now. Actually, I'm going to... You know, I really was not expecting CSA artillery to be charged out. I mean, that just shows you how surprising it is that Union made a push and an attempt for A. How surprising it is. So, they're going to push in. Union kind of spread out along the outside. Union kind of reforming their center that got hit hard. 12th VA, I Corps kind of going up, trying to use that little, I don't know if you want to call that a shack. It's like, it's too nice to be a shack. A lot of stone there, but they're pushing up, trying to get some cover so that they can at least assist their friendlies in that decap, which they're trying to get down, and are they going to get it? Artillery knocks him down. That's a nice little arty shot. I don't know, do they have enough guys to do it? No, they don't. He's out of line, so he's not going to be able to get that decap. Looks like you got more CSA starting to trickle up center. 10th US, or sorry, 10th Tennessee, and 12th VA are pushing back up there again. Looks like they brought their flag up, didn't charge that in necessarily. CSA dropped to engaged, and Union is recapping that A point. Now, again, this is the problem is you got what? You had 12th VA go up this side here. You had I Corps go around for a flank and hit here. And now JD, some of them are trying to go from this east side. CSA is trying to defeat in detail the Union. And the only way this plan can work is if they all hit at the same time, and they aren't. And that's just allowing this Union defense, who's reacting pretty good, I would say, in terms of time. They're reacting pretty good. And so they're able to bounce back and forth and reinforce each other and kind of hold this line. Now, that's why, again, as mentioned at the beginning, CSA need to send a small force to that B point to try and get a decap to happen. Because if you go to B and you start decapping it, there's a chance you could force an overreaction from the Union team to retreat and pull off this A point. And that would allow CSA a chance to get back at that point.
Right. Get your bayonets on, boys. Bayonets, let's go. We're about to charge them out.
His heat's already going in.
It's just a handful of skirms. There ain't no line down there. Maybe 5, 6.
So you do have a couple Union guys trying to go for this CSA safe points. First Texas guys there. Again, Union's trying to do it at least, but CSA has a little defensive line there. Got more CSA starting to shift their way up this backside. Looks like 12th VA going that way. And so, again, the longer this kind of pans out, I know CSA is reforming from the failed attempt to go into the point, but every second matters. I mean, they're getting a little closer, at least with skirmishing, but that's the thing, right? Look at, like, you had I Corps push up. They're just sitting and shooting. Maybe they're waiting for friendlies like 12th VA to finally show up, but because they pushed up, 8th Ohio shifted back over pretty quickly, and now they're here helping the defense. And like any point in conquest and contention, it is going to be extremely difficult to take a point without wiping the opponent first. And that's the thing, is that if CSA bonsais the point again, they got to deal with a lot of Union guys just shooting in on them. So Union actually charging on this side, getting that JD flag. Looks like that was 5th New Hampshire. That's a nice little wipe. Union just trying to kind of encircle CSA. A little chance, though, of Union might be overextending, but again, as long as Union reacts quickly, they should be perfectly fine in trying to hold this point. I mean, when that defense really comes down to you form your defensive line, and if you can react quick enough, for the most part, you will do fine. Obviously, there's tickets and weapons that can produce an imbalance, and you don't want to directly hold like charges on certain maps, for example, depending on the ticket difference, which it's even in this game mode. But I'm more talking skirmish. Sometimes the maps prevent you from, as a defender, being able to just form your defensive line and just react quickly and hold it. It all depends on the map. All depends on the situation. But right now, CSA's down half a morale stage, and they are just trying to find some way. Oh my goodness, this overextension might do some wonders here. 10th US.
They're to our right and in front of us. Kill. Kill them all. Kill them all.
Right here. Brace up.
You know, I like the idea from 10th US. I really, really do. However, it failed miserably. And just in general, though, Union's defending. You have 2 flags. Your opponent has 1. Your job right now is to defend the points. You do not need to risk overextending and getting wiped to give CSA maybe a window to take that A point. But looks like 5th NC and 1st Delaware charged over here. I think Twin Banners balanced over to CSA, it looks like. But Union's going to get a decap, and Union's going to be 2 flag pulls up. Yeah, look at this. See, 10th US got wiped, and now the rest of CSA is mounting an assault, and CSA is going to have much better odds now than a few minutes ago with 10th US being gone. I mean, any charge or shootout will not be the same as the flag dropping tickets. So, Union is going to decap C. I don't think they have a flag over there, but a decap will do wonders for them. They did get a CSA flag, I think, as well. Oh, no, that's their flag. So, Union's going to get C, and CSA is going to get A back. Looks like Union only lost that flag from the 10th US flank. But, no, Union... Oh, I guess they lost the second flag. But, no, this was perfect play from Union. I mean, I think they could have defended this a little more. They did kind of overextend on the flanks trying to get around, which, like, 5th New Hampshire still holding that. But, I mean, in the end result for Union is that they held this point well enough to allow a smaller Union force to win at C, and now Union is going to take C. So, even though CSA worked this hard to get that point A back, Union's just got the 2 more points right back, so. So, Union's got that C point. Got the front line view back. We are so back. And so CSA is going to make a push for that C point. Union, who got wiped there. A big part with Union up top now is that, well, that flag was just picked up. But that 10th US flag, it's going to be down for 5 minutes since it was killed. So 10th US will not be getting that back for a hot second. And CSA has a little window of opportunity here because CSA, for a fact, has all their flags. Union has 3. 2 of them are in the Union lines, 1 being over here. I think 5th New Hampshire probably has 1 up there. And then that other last flag is down. So CSA has a little window of opportunity here to try to get one of these points back. All those guys coming from Union Main don't have a flag, so CSA could try to make a push for B. It's a little further away than C,
Get up on the stone wall, boys. Get
but
up on the stone wall.
I mean, CSA pushing up. A lot of those kills they get from Union, they'd have to spawn back at main. They can slowly start pushing them back. Regardless, they're pushing towards C. They get the Union flag up here. And it looks like CSA will be able to overwhelm the Union here. Especially with that Union flag down.
Oh shit, I go back to this?
Here they go.
Actually, are they gonna... I mean, yeah, CSA should. They're bringing 2 flags up. I mean, that stone wall is a pain in the rear end.
Don't cover me, I'm reloading.
No, I missed that.
And so CSA is going to swarm through, and they're going to get that point back for CSA. So, nice little reaction there. CSA kind of holding a more forward defensive line now. I can appreciate the efforts of... Who is this? These I-Corps guys. They are holding near that Union flag, at least trying to make sure that Union can't get that flag back easily. I mean, that's the thing, right? Is every one of these guys that you kill, if they spawn back at main, that just makes another guy out of action for a while. It can cause a little more chaos. I think that's the worst part about losing your flag is, I mean, sure, you can't respawn guys in the middle of a fight, but if everyone is spawning in at main and has to trickle out, that's kind of complete chaos, and that takes you such a long time to recover. So, you got the other part of I-Corps. They're throwing the Union out of the woods. I think Union's just choosing to retreat. 5th New Hampshire link up with their friendlies here who are on the artillery. So, CSA's got A and C. They're up a flagpole. They need this badly. They're almost down to home morale stage.
Hard cover now. Get on the guns now.
Cover now! Move!
So,
Remember what it says in Leviticus, boys. If you miss, you're gay.
All rebel owners will shut.
69, hold your bucking ball. Let's get ready to do the long-range shooting.
So, CSA will probably just play defense. 21 minutes on the clock. A lot of time for Union to lose tickets, so we'll see what Union does. I reckon Union's just going to do the same thing they did earlier. And now the question is CSA going to keep a lot of guys at C, or are they going to defend at A? Based on this wide-out view, it looks like CSA is going to send a fair amount of guys back to A to help defend, and that is the right decision. I'm also looking at that in the text chat right now for CSA. Ah, looks like Union's got buck and ball too. The 69th New York. Regiments are random for these game modes. So, did Union take the CSA guns? That's what I want to know. Looks like they didn't. I mean, I guess these guns kind of have a crappy spot. At least if you're looking from Union perspective here at A. So,
Battalion needs a line. Battalion.
Let's do it, let's do it, let's
Send it.
Charge.
So, if you ever wonder who's going through that charge, I-Corps gets out of dodge quickly. They know they are outnumbered, that is for sure. So, CSA reinforcements from C starting to set up a defensive line. I-Corps continuing to fall back. And the Union Blob is gunning it for the CSA flank. CSA's got to shift over quickly. It looks like JD and... yeah, just JD here is starting to do that.
Hey, look back, look back.
Watch your right, watch your right.
Right here. To the right.
To the left.
Take this fence and push down towards A. Take the fence, push towards A. Break your loads, keep.
So Union trying to turn the flank. They also have a smaller group going center right. Some CSA are shifting over to assist the CSA right here. It's PA. They're putting a little pressure, and it seems Union has the manpower advantage on this front.
Push all the way to A.
I'll be over 10.
So, Union winning on this side. They got one CSA flag. Tennessee's in the rear trying to get that. They do get one Union flag.
Sorry, Frog.
Is this yours?
And that Union charge worked very well. They're going to A, but they kind of left their flag behind. Flag bearer running in the wrong direction.
They're pushing down towards the point. There ain't many left.
So, both sides there's a flag. CSA will pick theirs right back up.
Start getting this bitch down.
Do you want one of us?
And Union now realizing that CSA is behind them. And they for sure know that they have a flag dropped back there, which is what you do not want here is Union. I mean, that's going to be behind CSA lines kind of regardless. And CSA is kind of slow to push forward. Union is not... Okay, they are. I was like, are they not decapping? Meanwhile, looks like 12th VA is moving up to reinforce, getting nice shots in the rear side of the Union on the point. But 5th NC and 1st Delaware come up at the right time as well. And they're going to get some nice shots in 12th VA. Artillery gets a nice shot for CSA. CSA's taking their guns back.
Behind us, behind us, behind us!
Move behind us, behind us.
Fall back, get back. Get back.
Move down, move down, move down.
So they are going to shift out of there. Looks like twin banner guy with the flag. Union not setting up directly on the point, trying to use the defenses that they have around them to their advantage, and that's smart. You know, if Union clumps up on the point there, CSA probably just rushes up through these stake fences here and starts literally destroying Union. So Union gets a huge decap there. Now they do have a flag back here with the PA line. They're not sending it up though. Now they do. And it looks like the rest of the PA line is going to push up to try to hold for that cap. Now you got a lot of CSA coming from C, and I mean, Union might be able to get this cap, but CSA definitely has the manpower advantage. And CSA slowly but surely trickling forward here. They're probably going to lose this flag.
No. Get the flag, get this flag. Pick up the flag. Richards, pick up the...
Rip Hudson. These few Union guys that are left are trying to dive bomb that flag to trying to get it, but they are surrounded right now. So Union loses 2 flags, and CSA is going to take this back. I think this is probably the biggest takeaway so far with this round. Is, I mean, Union lost a flag back here. They also lost their flag over here, so Union was down 2 flags. And the problem is Union is trying to contest that A point, which is literally one of the farthest things away from their main spawn. And so when Union lost 2 flags earlier, it took them, you know, 5-ish minutes to finally get back here. And now Union's lost 2 more flags over here. And that's it's like hooker's push almost for Union. Like, you cannot lose these flags this deep into CSA territory. And maybe that's why going for the C point is better for Union. But it's starting to create a little bit of issues with them losing their flags. Because by the time Union rolls up here, those flags are going to despawn. And then they're going to have to wait for the flags to get all the way back over here. And this is just a mess for Union. And I mean, maybe you could argue this map is inbounds towards Union. And I would probably agree with you. I mean, A and C are pretty close to CSA spawn. But there's no reason why Union can't win this map. So we'll see how Union responds. They're still up 3/4 of a morale stage. And so they definitely still have a window to make this game close. And I wonder if Union's going to go for A or C. I think Union should send a force to A. Because at this point, CSA is probably thinking, well, Union has hard pushed this A point twice. They're probably going to do it again. Now, that's just based off assumptions. At least that's what I would be thinking if I was on the CSA side. So, If I were Union, I would send a tiny-ish force, like maybe a company, like a fourth of your team over, spread out, contest the A point, maybe a third of your team. But I think you got to send some force to C, which Union does have some guys over here. There's like a couple CSA here. I mean, it's 1st Texas and the 10th South Carolina. I think the Australians they are. Defender and Rebel here are trying to defend that Rebel flag. Defender almost killed SoFi. That would have been tragic if that was caught on camera.
Wait, there's another one. There's another one too. What?
I made him out. That ain't friendly. Oh shit. There's one coming.
Now, if I was one of these guys, I've seen this happen a couple times, but they should walk underneath the bridge like this, because you can get around here since they added the drowning, and pop up the other side. They would not expect it. That's how Union won a limestone bridge conquest map for once. Was they did that exactly, is they walked underneath the bridge, popped out the other side, CSA flags were behind there, they weren't expecting it, and that was that. Meanwhile, Gamer's going to try to help his friends here. Oh. He stared at me like, or the camera like he knew we were here. A little creepy. Hi. Hey? Oh. SoFi got the kill. So, meanwhile, back on this side, CS is kind of pushed out a little bit. Union looking to put pressure on this point. But CSA is like, nope, you're not going to take it. And again, that's why Union needs to leak some guys over to C. Now, they're kind of doing it right in the open here, where I-Corps that's holding there should be able to see. But I like that Union's going for the point. 1st Delaware and 5th North Carolina, they're heading that way. There's actually no CSA. Well, there's one man. And this one man turns around and heads back the other direction. So, USA is going to get the decap. CSA pushing out. They're like, no, you're not getting that. Rightfully so. 12th VA, I-Corps, mostly 12th VA.
Behind you! Oh, he's dead. He's a dumb gay Yankees dead. Fuck you, Yankee flag.
Thank you.
Guys, we can talk about that.
We can talk. Sorry, you must die. You must die. Thank you.
A couple more Union guys showed up as well from 5th New Hampshire. However, CSA numbers, I think, are going to prevail here. And they do. But even if Union won't be able to cap that point, it is significant, though, that Union at least got that decap, because the longer CSA isn't dealing a ticket drain, Union's going to keep that ticket lead. And, I mean, these CSA guys here, they don't have a flag. And I assume they have one in the woods that would start pushing out in now. They got 2 here, actually. Holy cow, that feels like the brightest looking flag I've seen. It's also the stars look weird. Anyways. What the heck? That's not a big white stripe in the center. It's like pink, then dark blue, then pink, then white, then pink again. I mean, who's that? So, what is I-Corps' flag here? What regiment are they? 1st North Carolina Sharpshooters, Company A. Well, you learn something new every day. So, CSA is going to get this point back, but Union will at least keep that point decapped for 2 minutes, which is nice. Union setting up a defensive line at B. I mean, really, this round, Union got a good surprise off at the start, but ever since then, CSA's kind of shut it down. You kind of expect that when CSA is closer to the A and C point. I mean, they've just locked down the 2 points pretty dang well. So, that volley there. 30th Ohio. I think there's 8th Ohio, so just Corn Brigade in general. Gets CSA down to breaking. Now, it's a question of the flag ticket rate in terms of forcing your opponent to lose tickets. Because I don't know if, I mean, if CSA is up a flagpole for the rest of this game, I don't know if Union hits last stand. For all we know, this game could end breaking in a draw.
Battalion into line.
Down the fence, go,
Hola.
folks.
Prepare for him. Yep, skirmishers up and over to the right.
Follow Falcon skirmisher.
Ferris and Salt, come on.
I don't know what I'm saying.
I think we need more of that. So, 8 minutes left. Union, either someone picked up that flag that was down in the field or despawned. I think someone picked it up. Feels like it's been too quick. CSA is actually making a push to the B point right now. Union is making somewhat of an effort towards A. Now the CSA holding here, looks like they're facing this way. They should be able to see that Union flag, which you can see them aiming. Actually, I wonder if, like, because I could see those guys aiming pretty well. I wonder how well that shows up in the actual recording, because my OBS screen is like really, really tiny. I guess I just have to watch. Anyways, Union defending B. CSA is like, okay, we got A and C locked down. We're going to try to potentially get this third point, which CSA would be great for them. Even a decap of the B point would be devastating for Union.
Check one off, check.
But a lot of Union, half the Union team looks to be pushing up center side right now. And Union's actually got 2 flags here. And that's 2 more flags on the ground for Union. You know, the fact that Union has had their flags down for so long in this match, yet they are still technically winning. They're about to be losing, but the fact that they're still winning is quite impressive.
Go to knee, boys. When he calls us, stand up again.
It's clear, it's clear. It's clear, up and over. Let's go.
5th floor to NB, move up, move up.
It is not clear, my friends. They are charging into their deaths. They ain't gonna lose their flag.
Back up, go head back, fall back, fall back.
Let's go.
On me, pull back to me.
30th Ohio getting a very nice little flank in there. And they're gonna run that flag out of bounds with their friendlies. Protect the flag, make sure it does get out of bounds, which, how far is out of bounds? He's got not that far to go. Oh, good job. They get that out of bounds, so nice little play there. Got some Union pushing up, trying to go A again. You got a lot of Union out here. CSA retreating back because of that. Rip that one man. 5 minutes left. Union about to hit breaking any second. Got a couple of CSA guys. I don't know if they're just skirmishing, but Union actually dropped to breaking, so Union's still ahead on tickets slightly here. This match is really looking to be a draw, unless CSA caps all 3 points, or Union does, which CSA is more likely to capture all 3 points than Union, but that's still a low chance of happening.
Yeah, they got a whole company going right to
So you actually have Union pushing out towards CSA artillery. There's a couple CSA infantry guys here, but they pull off almost instantly. JD.
Oh no.
4 minutes left. And no, this round, if anything, is going to be a draw. So if I was Union, I would just sit back and avoid casualties, because I don't know how fast the flag rate is going to drop you. But You don't want to add a bunch of tickets on top of that.
Send those fuckers to hell. Reload back here. Reload back here. You shall not pass. You shall not pass.
So Union's trying to put pressure on this point, which CSA is just kind of throwing bodies on top. Union's getting a pretty good amount of kills, mostly due to the two officers there, one being Dressel.
Who's next?
I don't know about the other officer that was there.
I still got a saber for one of you assholes.
Come here, country boy. Load back here.
Kill that man.
I'm gonna burn your bar down and rape your fucking wife.
3 minutes. Yeah, Union's actually putting a good amount of pressure here at C, and if there was more time, maybe they could do something, but they're actually dive bombing A as well. Maybe Union is trying to get CSA down the last stand. Which, if they could pull this off in 2 minutes, that'd be quite impressive, but looks like 12th VA is going in here. I don't know if I've ever seen that flag before. If I have, I don't remember. Nice little stop there from 12th VA. Preventing that decap is... I mean, it doesn't... I don't know if it changes a whole lot, but, you know, it was still a nice little play. Gorham Brigade's trying to go in there, but they are not going to be able to do a whole lot. Looking back at C, it looks like Union eventually did go up and over, and they have thrown CSA off that, so they're going to get that decap. Like, imagine right now if CSA gets decapped at A. Imagine if that happens. It could still happen here. Union's got a lot of guys here.
Southwest, sorry, southwest. Behind the bar to the left, southwest.
So, Union decaps C. I assume they're going to start capping it. They are. They got a flag there. Holy crap. Union's kind of making something out of this.
Get this flag up and decap.
Friendly.
Get the flag up for Christ's sake.
So, Union getting that decap. Now, when you're up 2 flagpoles... Holy crap. Union could get a counterattack. You know, I was really not expecting Union to break out like this. It really looked like CSA had the points clamped down. But, I mean, CSA did have a regiment or so go to B, but that shouldn't cause this much of a defense failure. But, anyways, Union up 2 points now. 1 minute left on that clock. Union is capping A as well, and these CSA guys are kind of, like, JD's just sitting here. 12th VA guys are dive bombing the point. Those JD guys need to dive bomb. CSA outnumbers Union here. I don't know why they're just sitting around and watching Union cap this point. If Union gets this point, the black timer is going to stop. A counterattack is going to start. It's going to be 3 flagpoles worth of damage on the CSA. Oh my goodness. CSA is going to lose this game. Oh, and Artie hits and kills them all right at the last second too. Oh my goodness. So CSA has to neutralize 2 points, or neutralize and retake one of the points to stop the counterattack. If I'm Union at this point, if I am Union, I let them. Honestly, they can't contest A anymore, but it doesn't matter. CSA is going to decap A, and I assume CSA has a flag here. Yeah, they do. But CSA's got a decap, and then they got to cap this point before they hit last stand. I don't think that's happening. What a play from Union. What a play from Union. No, huge props to the Union side here. You know, it didn't look like much was going to happen, but much did. Are they going to hit last stand? I assume they are. Union's actually pushing out, trying to get kills, and they get CSA in the last stand. Union needs to back off. I mean, I don't know if they need to. It's just if I'm Union, I'm being overly cautious right now. I don't want to hit last stand through the combat here. So, what a play from Union. What a play. So, CSA are going to raise this flag. It's going to stop the counterattack, but it's going to be 30-some seconds. The round's going to be over. 10th US is pushing up. I don't know why they are. I don't think they're going to make much of a difference in terms of the Union tickets, but Maybe they're going to get a couple extra kills, sure, but they don't want to hit last stand. If I'm CSA, I would dive bomb Union trying to get him in the last stand.
Let's go.
Well, boys,
Because that's the only chance you got to draw out of this.
someone check that guy's eye.
But CSA retakes 30 seconds left. Wow.
Just like that. Don't dogpile the flag. Artillery will kill you.
Artie's zoned in on A. Clear out. Get behind some.
Well, I mean, you know, you don't expect Union to win this map. You don't. CSA has all the advantages, and CSA played this how you normally would, but Union wanted to play a different match today. They surprised CSA. They were able to get that A point. They were able to hold it for a while. Sure, there was fighting. Sure, they lost their flags, but in the end, they made a absolutely beautiful play. And we're able to take A and C, forcing a counterattack, and we're able to get CSA down the last stand. I mean, this is an impressive win from the Union side. Very, very impressive. There's no understating that. So, great first round to start off our day. Union played that very well. And, yeah, they're going to switch sides, and we're going over to the skirmish for round number 2. We will see you there very shortly. Wow. And here we are with the start of round number 2. We are back here on skirmish. We are on Nicodemus Hill, a fair and balanced map. So, with that all being said, let's get to our server pop here quickly. So we're around 235. Imbalance is 3 towards the Union side. Remember, the side swapped. And artillery-wise, Union has 16. The Confederates have 11. So, turns into about a 3-man infantry imbalance for the CSA, which the CSA will obviously appreciate as the defense on this map. Now, Nicodemus Hill, the strategy for this map, Union historically has gone to the CSA right side where the stone wall is. However, due to the higher pop servers and the cav that CSA has with the pistols, it's very hard to break through. So Union has decided to go through the open side, even though it's wide open to CSA artillery, which you can already see some of their shots are going off. But Union opts to go over here, and from here, they try to wipe the CSA out. You can see Union get slaughtered here a little bit as they're going across. But eventually, what Union's going to try to do is they're going to try to break through the CSA line that is here and hold behind that barn or over here. And from that point, usually CSA won't contest the Union or try to throw Union off because they want to preserve tickets, and then Union will just run a cap point, and it'll be capped back and forth. So Union's pushed up, kind of got into a shootout. CSA actually highly contesting this. Nearly the whole team is down on the bottom side now, and Union needs to kind of get out of this. And I like that Union's starting to push down this side to try to turn CSA's flank here.
They're the rebels.
You just TK'd your own home.
More CSA are starting to shift over. And CSA was able to hold that. They got 1 Union flag in the process. And they're going to continue pushing through this. So Union's got to be wary of these flags and maybe run them out of bounds.
Yeah, they're moving on left.
Before CSA streams through this. Union already trying to get into the fun, but overshooting slightly.
Left, you idiots, left.
Left face. Left face.
And Union charging in there, trying to maybe get a few more kills before it's over. But I'm surprised these flags are not trying to run out of bounds.
You don't got nowhere to run, buddy.
Yeah, punk.
Oh, you can't get out of bounds, Buckaroo. You're fucking dead.
He is out of bounds, though.
One of you at the load. Fuck that motherfucker.
So, Union at least will get 1 flag out of bounds. Looks like they've lost 2, though. Meanwhile, Union gathering up already, starting to push out. A couple of Union guys are trickling over here. I don't know if they're trying to get the flags or not. But, anyways, on this lovely fair and balanced map, Union has a 55% ticket advantage over the CSA. As we could see with the ticket bars, clearly doesn't matter. Union is down about a fourth, almost a third of a stage already. Weapons-wise on this map, Union has the 15th Massachusetts with the Lorenz, and then they have the 1st Minnesota with the Springfield 55 and the Springfield 61. Meanwhile, CSA, as a little mentioned earlier, they got the 1st Virginia Cavalry. That has the Sharps carbine and the pistols. So Sharps carbine shoots double the rate of your normal rifle. However, lengthwise, it is about half the length. So it's not that great at melee. However, the 1st Virginia Cavalry on top of the Sharps carbine have pistols, which make them very, very good at melee. So CSA has the weapon superiority there. Their other company, or regiment rather, on their team is the 13th Virginia. They have the Springfield 55, the Enfield, but more importantly, they have the Springfield 42, which has buck and ball. Shoots like a shotgun. And that's why you don't see Union pushing this side that much anymore. Because why would you want to push a stone wall where guys have pistols and shotguns and you don't? Even if you did, how are you going to break through that stone wall? So the thing is too is that Union can't outflank this position too much because, as you see, I have similar inbounds and out of bounds to the players. That's how far Union can get out. You can't really outflank this position. So that's why you see Union opt to go down to this side so often. However, CSA is kind of completely blown that whole thing up. So we'll see what happens as a result here, but for now, Union has at least some skirmishing forces over here. You've got Mississippi Brigade, Twin Banners, 10th Tennessee holding in on that flag. JD has some guys out in the rocks. Rest of the Union is going this side, so it looks like Union is trying to keep up the pace, and they're trying to get their flags.
All right, we're gonna run really fast. We're gonna run really fast.
Ready, Major?
Sir, where are we? Run faster than their bullet.
Let's fucking do it then. 12th, are you ready?
Hey, B-Cub, hey, 12 VA, we're in the rear. 12 VA, redress.
Get back in the bush, boys.
Come on, let's go on.
Fucking close, dude. Still on, 12 VA, redress.
Yeah, that's right, girls. Get in the back. Let me
And actually, one of those Union guys picked up one. I think, yeah, they got the 2nd flag as well. Don't know where the 4th Union flag is. Do they have 2 over there? Am I missing something? I mean, what? They got 1 flag over here. CSC already blown up that poor little fence. And, okay. Ah, so they had 2. Okay, so they picked up the 2 down flags. This is the flag that despawned. And so that's all 4 flags. So Union on this side are just commencing volleys right now from a distance, which aren't going to do a whole lot in terms of tickets. But, I mean, at this point, you got a lot of time on that clock, and you need to start catching up on tickets. One way to do that is through a shootout. Now, again, it doesn't deal a whole lot of ticket loss to your opponent. However, since Union has a lot more tickets than the CSA, and volleys from this distance are generally a 1-to-1 trade. Generally, the volleys from this distance are a 1-to-1 trade because when you shoot, you don't know if you kill someone, so you can't adjust according to that. And so you're just shooting and hoping you're hitting and kind of just, you're just trying your best, really. But you do that. But also, when you aim, there's sway with the gun, and that's all random. And so there's so much randomness and stuff that goes into if a shot hits or not that I think, in the end, it comes down to a 1-to-1 trade in most, like 99% cases. And so, because the trades are even on both sides are losing a similar amount of men, which means they're losing a similar amount of tickets because they're all probably standing up in formation. That means that since Union has more overall tickets, Union's going to be less impacted by those losses, even if it's a tiny amount, but it can let Union catch back up. Anyways, Union is going to push up, though. I mean, they got their flags back, so they're probably content with pushing up. A lot of Union are sitting back. I mean, 12th VA is going in. I think I-Corps is alongside them, but 12th VA is up front.
Left side.
Hey,
Come here, you fucker!
you city boy!
I like being a city boy! I like being a city boy! Shut up!
And there's the Cav. Got those pistols out. And that little Attack is held. Now the Union Center is pushing up. Now, Union is making a very similar mistake to what we saw the CSA do at the beginning of last round, which, remember, these are the same guys that we saw in CSA last round because they swapped sides, is that they went in not together. Because what we saw is 12th VA I-Corps charged up here. They ran their flag out of bounds, but 12th VA I-Corps pushed up here, and we saw the Cal for CSA arrive right as they showed up. Now, the Union Center has pushed up, and the Cal for CSA, which it looks like 10th US, is now able to reposition themselves in a spot that they want because they have plenty of time since these guys pushed up later. So the CSA side, Union last round, CSA this round, has really been defeating their opponents in detail this entire time, and it's all because they're doing it to themselves. Now, this closer range shootout is more likely going to favor CSA just because CSA's got bucket ball and the sharps that can shoot at twice the rate. They might even push forward with their pistols, but Union hits engage, CSA up about a fourth of a morale stage. And look at that fence blow. So this is not going well. So some CSA are starting to inch up some first Delaware guys. Union is shifting that way. I mean, based on the CSA line, you would expect Union to shift more this side to maybe get a hair more cover. And Union is pushed off again. So, I mean, really, it's a question of this point is what can Union do? What can they do? They can't get to the point that easily. They'll have to charge through the CSA, which charging a direct assault on the stone wall is not going to be very helpful. Now, Union could try to charge out and fake one side and then dash to the other, but the problem is that wherever Union goes, it's a wide open field. And CSA is going to be able to react to that, but also you can see CSA barely has enough manpower to almost defend the whole width of this map. So regardless of where Union tries to go, there's going to be CSA there to stop them. And artillery is going to be terrible to you. So how do you break through if you're Union? Now, we saw this on Garland's stand on Smoke and Steel League with Jax's division. I don't think it can work as well on this map, just because it's a lot more open than that map. However, if you're a Union, you could bonsai charge this right side and send your flags up the other side. I don't know how well it could work on this map. I don't think it would work as well, but the thing is what else is going to work for you as Union? You got to try something else. The meta does have to change. Rip that one guy that got shot right through with that cannonball.
Damn.
So it's, I mean, something's got to be figured out. But, I mean, nothing's changed in the game over the years, so trying to figure out something new is difficult for a strategy-wise. But experimentation has to be done. Or else how are you going to improve? So that's the kind of neat part about when you watch or play this game for... I mean, I think it's a lot more noticeable when you watch the game for so long versus playing the game. Because whenever you're in, like, in the moment, like playing the game nonstop, you might not get the greater picture, which hopefully we're able to provide this here. But at least with watching a bunch of matches, you are kind of able to see how the meta changes over time. And that's kind of the neat thing is that over the years, even though matches or this game hasn't changed a whole lot, the metas still adapt over time and new strategies are thought of. Now, it's a very slow process, but, you know, it's kind of neat. Like, Otto and Sherrick has completely overhauled since I first played it, which we definitely won't be able to get to it because it is, like, all the way over there. I think. Is that it? No, that's not it. It's somewhere in this vicinity. No, it's that way. Anyways. Oh, I went really above the map. Anyways, yeah, no, auto insure. That map, for example, for those of you who don't know auto insure, essentially, you have a house here that Union is on. They have a stone wall next to this house. And they're attacking. They go up over this little open area to CSA, who also has a house on their side. A house and like a shack. And then they have some fences over there. But that map, historically, it's like Union would just sit on their stone wall that they have by their house and just sit and shoot the CSA down the whole time. And that's how they won the map. And eventually it turned into Union charging the CSA and just charging and just trying to break through them. Eventually it turns into charging into the houses, taking the house, and then just holding that the whole time. But then flags weren't allowed in houses, which they still aren't. If you're a flag bearer and you go into a house, you get, I think, 30 seconds or it's 60. I'm pretty sure it's 30 though. You get 30 seconds to leave and then you die. So then it kind of reverted back to what it was before that, when Union would just charge. But now it's gotten to a point where there's enough manpower where if Union charges down the right side, it doesn't work. And so Union has started experimenting going down the CSA right side or Union left. And I mean, even with this map, Union always went down this side. But now we have enough manpower on the server to where CSA can defend this well, so Union starts to go to this side now. But now you can see Union's trying to go to this side again. We'll see if it works. It probably won't. Oh my goodness, Union already shot Ricochet off the stone wall into their own lines. That is a couple of team kills there.
I'm staying right here. Kill them as they go for me.
Which, you can see this is why Union can't charge this side. Now, you don't blame Union for trying this because that other side failed miserably twice. But you can see barely any of the CSA have died. If they die, they respawn. Meanwhile, Union has their flags up here. You can see them barely on the right side of your screen, but Union's not going to be able to do a whole lot here. And now Union's down 3/4 of the morale stage. Wow. So it's really a Union actually keeping the flags. They're spawning in guys. They're not going to be able to muster enough force to break through this. So I don't know what they're planning with that. So Union pulls off. CSA win, and they're up near the whole morale stage. But it's going to be the question of who's going to figure out the next strategy for Union. And what's it going to be? Union's kind of blown up that stone wall a lot. So Union is reforming on this side. They're not. Looks like they maybe want to try to go for this again. Oh, the snake fence destruction.
Put that flag up. Holy shit. Wasted gamer, you just sentenced yourself to death. That flag is cursed.
I'll survive.
Hey, if we're gonna push,
every flag carrier
if we're gonna push, we need to push as one big giant unit. We gotta do it, and we gotta do it soon.
Even if Union goes as the big blob, it's so hard to break through that. CSA already also has a nice angle here. Holy crap.
We're getting out of here. Come on, PA, we're moving.
You'll see a Union in pubs a lot. They like to hold right there behind this barn. I wonder if you can get this barn as Union. That'd be funny. But I mean, seriously, something innovative has to happen, or maybe this is just one of those maps where it's like, okay, we just gotta charge and hope CSA makes a mistake. I mean, there's some maps like that, like Rivers Crossing. There's only 2 places you can charge across a pontoon bridge or a railroad bridge. Not much you can do there as CSA in terms of innovation. We don't ever see that map anymore for that reason.
Get up! Get up! How are we coming? Stay low! Stay low!
Hyper steals, get off of that wall. They have us zeroed in. They have us zeroed in.
They're shifting left.
So, Union team dive bombing it to the other side. And that's the thing. I don't know if it's Hudson picked up, but he was like, they're shifting left. He saw him do it right away. And you can see CSA's already moving. And it's like Eastwood Skirmish, for example. Can you as an attacker... I mean, if the defender respond nearly perfect to an attacker's moves and the map is favorable enough to them, can you even win as an attacker? Eastwood Skirmish, if the defenders play a near perfect game and respond in unison to what the Union does, Union has a very, very hard time of winning Eastwood Skirmish. So, CSA is moving down. Looks like the bulk of them are now starting to move down. So maybe Union has a window of opportunity here. But they can't sit. They need to keep moving. I mean, you have a lot of CSA here already. And that Cav is the first to be here. 10th US have been pretty responsive so far tonight. And they need to do that as the Cavalry Regiment. But Union can't sit and wait for the CSA to respond. I mean, look, you got some CSA moving down to them. Union gets a nice little shot there, but... So, Union, instead of maybe trying to get to that barn or just leaking towards the center, Union do hit taking losses. Fence go boom.
They're coming in the road. They're flanking around to the far left. Guys, watch the southeast. Southeast.
I mean, after this charge, I want to look at the numbers again. Not that I'm saying CSA is an imbalance, but I more wonder how many guys are on Union already. Oh, where's that guy? Oh, hello there. But Union's actually starting to make a little hold there. It's not like CSA's pushing a whole lot of pressure. They have pushed out a little bit here and are starting to kind of surround the Union entirely. Meanwhile, you got Union coming out of that flag. They're going to get a nice little flank here.
Artillery isn't real. Artillery
Twin
isn't
banners.
real. Pay your taxes. Pay your taxes. Artillery's so real. Artillery's so real.
And maybe this is the solution for Union on Eastwood Skirmish. It's a strategy of create chaos. Maybe you got to try something on here. So there goes 2 Union flags. Because on Eastwood Skirmish, if Union attacks both sides as once, and here's the thing, right? If CSA defense acts as a blob in unison, as an attacker, you hit both sides at the same time in Eastwood Skirmish, and you'll break through in one of those sides. And then the side that breaks through, is as long as they can hold their ground for a certain amount of time, they can do well. Now, I don't think that can work as well on this map, just because it's a lot more open and artillery can do a big number to you. But, I don't know, man. I mean, CSA can nearly defend the whole width of the map right now, and they're responding well. So how can you break through as Union? This is just huge props to CSA. And speaking of the numbers, so we're down 10 from the beginning. Union's actually up 8 guys right now. Artillery-wise, Confederates have 14. Union has 16. So that imbalance is 6 right now in Union's favor. Now here's the thing. Have we seen Union artillery make a huge contribution to this round outside of destroying this stone wall? And maybe that's make straight fence. And maybe this stone wall up here. No. So, I mean, Union has an imbalance of 8 right now. And I truly think that Union needs to stack a lot of guys on infantry. Because artillery for Union on this map should be doing 2 things. 1, destroying defenses, especially like the stone wall over here, to give Union a better opportunity to break through. But also, Union artillery needs to support the infantry, and they need to hit the CSA infantry as the Union infantry is charging in. Those 2 things need to happen. And one of them is definitely happening, but it's not like the U.S. infantry has been using that at all. But they definitely aren't doing the second thing. Now, Union already can't really hit over here, so you can't blame them on that. Over here, though, they 100% can hit that. And so I really think that Union needs to take their guys off arty. And they need to have all of them go infantry. Because you're not going to be able to break through the CSA. I mean, you're not breaking through them right now. You need to have more manpower to go in there. You need to attack with more men, especially when the defenders have superior weapons, pistols, shotguns. You need to have more manpower going in. So I think it's a big mistake on Union's part to have so many on artillery this round. I mean, we've maybe seen 1 or 2 good shots so far, and that's about it. CSA artillery has done a little better, but
Stay spaced out. We are a target for artillery.
now, does that guarantee that Union will win? Not necessarily. I mean, buck and ball can, I mean, for when you shoot buck and ball, you can kill 3 or 4 guys. Now, more often you'll kill 1 or 2, but I mean, even if you kill 2 with the buck and ball, like, you could be outnumbered by like a fair amount, like maybe like 2 to 1, maybe a little less than that, probably less than that. And buck and ball, that would be a fair fight with the smaller group having buck and ball versus the larger group. I mean, that's why Garland Stand, for example, is so devastating as a map, is because, I mean, obviously it's going to be a little harder for Union to charge through, but you would think Union would be fine on that map because Union is fighting in the woods. A lot of these wood maps we see are heavily favorable to the attackers, the map where it's hard to see and stuff. Garland Stand is a little more visible, but CSA has buck and ball entirely. Or most of their team. I don't remember if they all have it, but a good part of their team has it, if not all of them. And it's just, you can't do anything as Union. You got to come up with something crazy to try to break through and cause chaos and make the CSA confused. But maybe one day we'll see the innovation of Nicodemus Hill. Time will tell with that, though.
This is such a terrible.
As with everything.
This is such a terrible spot. Oh, whoa.
I'll say it's funny seeing the players with their hats off after they get knocked over by artillery. I don't know if an infantry bullet can break through it, but I find it kind of funny. But CSA is almost down to taking losses. Union almost down to breaking. Again, Union could still win even if they're down a whole morale stage. They, in the end, just need to get CSA to breaking and cap point. Well, that was a perfect time to look at this rock. But just because you're down a whole morale stage doesn't mean you're going to win. I mean, if Union's a final push, CSA's in breaking, CSA's going to defend that with all their might, and they won't lose a whole lot of tickets. Or, I mean, they'll lose tickets, but they definitely won't go in the last dance, so they can 100% defend that spot.
Go, 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 go.
I'm not gonna die, I'm not gonna die.
So, Union's starting to push up here. 5th New Hampshire overextended a little, and so Union will get some nice tickets here.
Come here and die, buddy.
Die, Scooter.
They're all dead, they're all dead, they're all dead. Good shit, boys, good shit. Back to the rocks, back to the rocks, back to the rocks. Good wipe, good wipe.
So, that's a nice little wipe. That's, I mean, again, that's like a defensive mistake there. And it's really not hard for defense to make a mistake on this map. I mean, you have all the defensive positions you said. I mean, if you don't react good enough, that could be bad defense play. But I like that CS, I mean, oh my goodness, these poor Union guys. But, I mean, historically, right? Union pushes, historically, recently. Union just pushes up to the barn side here. CSA just lets Union take this, and then Union caps. It's kind of this back and forth game. But at least this round, CSA is like, we have better weapons and we're dominating on the charges up here. Why don't we just try to hold this side just as aggressively? Because if Union ever goes over here, it's probably with nearly their whole team, because that's what Union usually does. And CSA's done this, and they've done it beautifully. And they're up now by almost a whole morale stage. They do hit taking losses, but Union, I mean, it's taken them 31 minutes so far to get CSA down 2 morale stages. It is bad. But looks like Union's going to move up again. The question is, are they going to go or are they going to sit? The problem is the few times we've seen Union go, they only send like 1 or 2 groups up and the rest sit back and shoot. Meanwhile, over here, and probably that's 5th New Hampshire, you got CSA starting to shift down here, but Union just needs to go. They can't sit around and wait for the CSA to show up. Cav is over here, but you're not gonna win in a shootout against the CSA, especially at close range. They got bucketball, they got the Cav. You need to charge. Sure, you're charging into pistols, but you're not gonna win sitting and shooting, so you might as well try to charge this and do it before the rest of the CSA shows up and starts surrounding you like they are. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Meanwhile, on this side, the Union that are holding over here are trying to push up and take this corner, which there are some CSA here. Union do drop the braking. 10 Tennessee is trying to go up here. And I can appreciate them trying to do this, but CSA is set up. And even if CSA, I mean, CSA would probably hold those 5th New Hampshires over here. I guess 5th New Hampshire wasn't that group that pulled up.
We hold it.
Taxes will be paid, baby. I got you. Fuck you, Scooter. Fuck you.
Oh my god, we held. Oh, they're coming. Oh my god. Run.
I'm out.
Run. Alan, run.
Bayo's first. If you're spawning in, Bayo's first. For flag.
Hey.
You know,
Hey.
I'd like to apologize here. It's not Ninja streaming, it's Milk from PA. I forgot about that. My apologies there, Milk. I forgot about that. Yeah, I DM'd Ninja, and that's a similar mistake to what I did earlier with Remix, but thank you, Milk. Anyways, it does look like Union did charge over here, but again, I mean, it's going to be difficult, but they waited kind of a while, and the rest of CSA were able to move down here. CSA did hold up there as well, so it was a little unfortunate that we missed the beginning of that, but we can assume what happened based on this. So but that did knock CSA down half a morale stage, so that at least is a plus for the Union side. They have a little more buffer room, but this is really starting to look like Union is just gonna drop in the final push, and they're gonna have these desperate charges on point and hope they win. But
That flag up.
so Union trying to shift further left, maybe, or maybe just pull out. I mean, they're trying to shift around, but there's not really many places to go. It's CSA countercharging now. Trying to get those Union flags down.
All flags in the rocks. Let's go. All flags in the rocks.
So CSA push up, Union trying to reform some rocks. And you got some more Union even pushing off right now. So, man, this is rough. This is really, really rough. I mean, I'm partially just sitting here trying to think, what can Union even do? I mean, when you have this good of a defense, how can you break through?
Back to the barn.
Break for loose. 50 C. We're back to the barn. Let's go. Let's go.
Hold in for a sec. Hold here, Delaware. Hold.
You lost your hat.
For Wamas is right there.
Doing good, boys.
So, CSA pull off to their original positions. Any forward movement by Union at this point, it's going to drop the Union down the final push. And it's going to be one less huzzah for this Union side. But that being said, the Union last round and CSA this round, they have played phenomenal tonight. They have played near perfect war of rights. I mean, the CSA side for this round, Union last round, they played on a map they should not have won and won. That counterattack at the end, I still don't know how that happened. It didn't look like it was going to happen, but Union willed it.
All right, check.
And on this round, they've played a perfect defense. So, I don't know if these are the sides for the campaign, if that's how they're consistently going to be, but, you know, I feel bad for these guys on Union right now. Maybe they're just having an off night. I mean, this map is ridiculously difficult to win, but losing that first map is huge. So, these guys definitely have to step up their game, assuming these are the same teams for future weeks. But again, this is just huge props to the CSA side this round. They've played a phenomenal night. But here goes Union. This will hit them in the final push. Just kind of doing a grand charge across the open field. You can see the arty shots hitting. That's kind of neat. Looks like big footsteps. But CSA trying to get a little flanking spot with some Union guys up there. Now, CSA is about to hit braking, which is why Union's probably doing this. You can't see it, but now you can. CSA are starting to shift down from the top. Here's a nice arty shot. Union infantry over there is charging over here. And, oh my goodness, the amount of arty shots going off are lagging everything.
Hey, come here, come here.
Union starting to take the wall. CSA canister ripping through. Union not bringing their flags up. This is really the only chance Union has. I would think Union will want to bring the flags up, to be frank. Union has control of the point. They hit final push 2.5 minutes. CSA slow to move over here. If CSA, for how good of a round they played, if they lose on this, I'm going to kind of laugh. That'd be funny. Here's the cav, though. Union's got the stone wall, though. Point still going in Union's favor. Flags are the most important thing to both sides here. CSA already's got to get some shots in right now. I know they shot a bunch of their shots as Union was going in, but they need a couple more of those right now. CSA wants to start to slowly taking over. Points going back towards CSA's favor. And really good attempts from the Union side here, but unfortunately we're not able to break through that. Now we didn't see a whole lot of Union arty there. At least I didn't see, or I missed it. But imagine if Union had, you know, 10 to 15 more guys from artillery on the infantry charge there. I don't know if it would have changed the outcome, but that charge would have been a lot closer. CSA respawns moving in on the flags. Union has 3 flags down on the point directly. 4th one stayed back. But Union's going to trickle across the open field, and I think I'll just let this play out.
Let's get him.
I just want to make it very clear I voted.
New Hampshire spread out. Here they come. Hold those spades, boys.
So CSA counter charging. Make sure Union for sure can't get on that point. But with that all being said, again, great 2 rounds here.
Who the fuck is you?
Wherever Union went, CSA just shut them down. They didn't give Union any breathing room for their assault. So, I mean, really, not a whole lot you could have done as a Union there when CSA was playing that well. I think Union moved a little slow when they pushed up on that right side a couple times. They let CSA get set. They let their reinforcements come down, and then they would do something Union, or they would just continue sitting there. And that was their biggest mistake. Now, I don't know if it would have changed the outcome, but again, you never know until you do it. So, with that all being said, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you want to support the channel more, we have a Patreon where you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment in the bottom of our videos and get an additional broadcast per week. Besides that, though, we have our Discord, merch, Instagram, X, and TikTok. Those links are in the description. Anyways, I appreciate you all being here, and we will see you in the next one. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night.